I'm Mike Barnes Coach, and if you're watching this, you're an accountant that wants more for your clients, more for your team, and more for yourself. What you're about to see is a framework that makes securing high-value work and delivering consultation far easier than ever before. Quite simply, it's the fastest way for your clients to gain clarity and take action to grow their business, and the quickest way to get your team active in the advisory space. So now you can work on the profitability and future sustainability of your business while helping your clients to do the same. But before we look at the framework, let's take a quick moment to understand why I built it in the first place. So I've been coaching accounting firms since the year 2000, helping them to take advisory services out to their clients. And what I've noticed is the few number of firms that were able to make the full transition. And by that I mean around 40 to 50% of the fee base from advisory work. So let's take a look at some of the reasons why firms struggle to make the change. To start with, tertiary education and industry-based coaching has often been heavily weighted towards technical training. In the past, the coaching models available in the private sector tended to focus on tick-the-box resource rather than developing the skills of the people. And for those that did want to develop the skills, the coaching was often far too time-consuming and therefore cost-prohibitive. For many in business, their model is driven by chargeable efficiency, and it simply means that there's no time to think and formulate the progressive action plans. There's no time taken to be able to think, reflect, and roll the services out. This leaves a lot of people feeling that the task is perhaps overwhelming, and there are some that are choosing to just ignore the situation and wait out until their retirement. The effects of these are seeing some of the firms dabbling with it, and what I mean by that is they're giving clients summary reports. I like to call them elevator reporting, and they're telling the clients, look, this is value add. But by the very nature of the style of engagement, they don't generally have a long life expectancy. And so when clients do finally reach the end and say, look, I don't want to go any further, it leaves the advisor feeling that the client doesn't want advice. It's not that they don't want advice, they just don't want it in a combative style. There has to be more support than simply saying you are up or you're down on previous years. For some, the quality staff get frustrated at the lack of the future direction, and so they leave for firms that show that they're embracing the future, in many cases for very little change in salary. This can leave some directors under huge pressure from others in a partner meeting. They need to try and convert and get into the advisory space, but they don't have the combination of the confidence, the skills, the resource, and a team to follow through, and they're made to feel like they're failing. In some cases, these directors and or some of the other up-and-coming directors are leaving to purchase into what we call new wave online firms. Now these firms promise that they've got all the in-house marketing and advisory systems, but no sooner do the people buy in that they learn, well, there's more people eating from the trough than they first expected, and ultimately your ability to secure the work still comes back to your own skill sets at the end of the day. So 12 months back, I stopped work and just purely focused on how to build a solution that was both time and cost effective. Now I've actually been trying to solve this problem since 2009. I went over to New York to study personality profiling and went back again in 2011. What I've identified is it's certainly not a personality thing, but it is a psychology thing. So there's a part of our psyche structure called the superego, and this is the part of our psyche that defines our permission and the rules that we use when we engage with people. So by focusing in this area, it led me to develop the framework. And what a framework does is it creates permission and eliminates the personal boundaries. Now, I call the solution the Growth Fundamentals Framework, but the results are amazing. For the first time in 17 years, I can put material in front of accountants and they can't wait to get out and show it to their clients. So let's take a look at the framework. Introducing the Growth Fundamentals Framework. A leveraged advisory framework supported by an online toolbox with new age coaching mediums. As you can see, the framework is made up of several components, including 9 growth stages, 5 layers of complexity, 7 growth focused tactics, and 9 growth aspects. So why use a framework? Well, 2 reasons. First, it guides the thinking of the advisor and really helps develop their confidence. But second, it creates self-relevance for the client which is essential for them having the motivation to want to act on the advice. Alright, so why make it leveraged? If you don't make your system leveraged from the start, you'll find your top staff will get saturated with advisory work and then everything else stops. You pick up the low-hanging fruit, but the skill sets don't get driven through the entire firm. Alright, so why have you used online coaching modules? I've done this so you can have 24/7 access to the coaching modules, accessed by your smartphone, your tablet, or your desktop. It's just made so easy. Because of this, people can learn at a time that suits them when they're fresh and focused, and they want to take things on board. You also get the report so you can see who's interested, who's engaged, and who isn't. Many of the firms I'm working with are having their staff do some of the modules in their own time, kind of 50-50, and it's a great way to see if your team are as committed to their own development as you are. And last but by no means least, it results in a staggering reduction in the cost of training, and yet the retention goes up because you can review the modules anytime, anywhere. The framework's available in 5 different pricing options, depending on how much help you want from me. All of the material is able to be downloaded so you can both personalize it and brand it to your liking. There's a few small rules around on-selling and attribution, but they're straightforward and they're fair. For now though, that should be enough for you to decide whether you want to look further or not. I know you're busy, so I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. I look forward to dealing with you soon. Bye for now.